Hi guys, and thank you for watching my presentation. My name is Latasha Woods, and I am with Group 5 for my first presentation for this class. I will be discussing with you all about terms and connectors, which are, according to my Google search, is a search method that allows you to enter a query that consists of key terms from your issue and connectors specifying the relationship between these terms. This slide here shows the actual connectors and expanders. Over here on the left side of the screen, these are your connectors, and on the right side is actually the corresponding meaning of each connector. For this particular presentation, I think I use this right here. I will say a /P, which is the terms that I searched were in the same paragraph, and I will explain that a little later in the slide. But first, I want to talk to you all about the published judicial case that I've chosen from the reporter. My particular case is State versus King, and I used the highlighted area here just to show you all the format of pretty much how a state case citation would look and how to actually read it, or how to understand how to search a case in this format. Now, when I pulled this case up, I went to the reporter and I actually searched for this case and I found the case, and in the book this is the actual format of how this case looks. David King versus State of Tennessee, Supreme Court of Tennessee at Jackson, May 31st, 2012, section heard at Lipscomb University, December 20th, 2012. But this format here is basically, I'm going to show you all how to read a state citation. I have everything colored because it is actually color coordinated corresponding to what the meaning of each color is, or what the meaning of each section is in this format. For example, State versus King, that is the case title. This would consist of the party's name. And I have this underlined. You can have it underlined or italicized, but I chose to underline. It's a little bit more easier for me. The purple 398 is, that's the reporter volume. And that is the volume. This number will be on the spine of the book. So you all know that when you go to a library, how all the books are placed on the shelves. On the spine of the book, you will see this number. Okay, the blue SW, the SW stands for Southwestern. That is the reporter title. One of the state appellate courts, and for this particular case, it was published in the Southwestern Region Reporter, which is in the state of Tennessee. The green 3D. I have no idea why they will have 3D for third. It should be 3RD, but hey, that's how they did it. But the 3D is the reporter edition. That is also on the spine of the book as well when you're looking for a case in the reporter. You have to be very, very careful with this, because I believe the very first time I tried to look for a case in a reporter, for instance, just using this as an example, I looked in the reporter volume of 398. I went in the region of SW, but there was a second edition. So when I went to this page number here, that case wasn't there, and I'm like, okay, is this the right one? So it's very, very important that you know and understand that there are several different editions, and if you want to find the right case without going through all these books, you have to make sure that it is the right reporter edition. And of course, as I just mentioned, 594 is the page number. So after I did all the first few steps, the last step was I went and searched for the page number, and there the case was. And this black TENN, of course, that's the jurisdiction. The deciding court was in the state of Tennessee, and the decision was made in the year 2012. Okay, this is the guy, the defendant. His name is David King, and I'm going to give you a little background information regarding this case, just a little sum. His name is David King. He raped and murdered the 8-year-old daughter of his girlfriend in March of 1990. He later discarded her body and threw it in the Wolf River here in Memphis, Tennessee. He pleaded guilty in 1991 to first-degree murder and aggravated rape and was sentenced to death and imprisoned for 20 years. And I think he killed this little girl through strangulation. I think that's what I read online. I think when I went to find this case in a reporter, it was mostly talking about an appeal or something that he was trying to do. But when I went on a Google search, I found out that he killed this little girl through strangulation. That was really, really sad. How I found this case using Westlaw, that was very challenging for me. But basically, just like I mentioned in the very beginning about the terms and connectors, it took a lot of time for me to understand how this works. And I'm still learning. It's a learning progress for me, but it is progression. And basically what I did, I went to the search box in Westlaw, and I just pretty much put in, I played around with it for a little bit, and I didn't get any hits at all. And then I watched some YouTube videos on how to do a search using terms and connectors. And I think there was one particular video that really just said, hey, I got this. So what I did, I put in quotation marks, which is right here, raped and murdered the 8-year-old girl, because that is exactly what I read from this case. Those are the exact words. So I had to put those in quotation marks. And then right here where this /P, I have that and highlighted because that is one of the connectors that I use. That /P pretty much saying that those terms, body and Wolf River, are in the same paragraph. All right. So those are the only things that really stood out with me when I read about this case, body and Wolf River. And when I put all these terms together and typed it in the text box on Westlaw, voila. Right here. You can't see it. If you get closer to your screen, you will see where I had typed raped and murdered the 8-year-old girl, /P, which stands for, in the same paragraph, body in Wolf River. And here is the case. This is the first and only case, King versus State. And I mean, I'm telling you, I literally jumped for joy when I saw this, because I think for about 10 minutes, I was trying to figure this out. And when I watched this one particular video on YouTube, and I was like, okay, I think I get this. So I did exactly what was told, and this is it. This is the only case that had these terms in it. And I think with a little bit more practice, especially with the other connectors, I will really get this pretty well. But right now, this is a good hit. And I literally have to give myself a thumbs up on this, because I think I did a good job with really learning this, because in class, I wasn't really getting it. That's why I record a lot of my lectures, and I come home and I try to understand this. But this is one class assignment that I really did not get, these terms and connectors. And this video presentation really helped me, get a little bit more knowledgeable about this. I'm going to do a little bit more practice with it, but for now, for the sake of this video, I think I did a good job as far as understanding. All right. But anyway, I would like to thank you all for watching, and thank you for being patient, because I know, this is kind of first for me, but I just thank you. Bye-bye.